brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, welcome to the broadcast. Let us first take a moment of silence for those who have fallen in these last few weeks. Our problems are not their problems anymore. Secondly, let us take a moment to offer a short prayer for those trapped in the chains of bondage, and may they find freedom soon, and may justice find their captors swiftly. The Firekeepers hold many things as sacred, and hold many virtues as being worthy of praise and pursuit. As an organization, mercy is our paramount virtue. We believe that mercy can heal us. Mercy can remind us of our better selves, and that mercy is truly divine. But each of us among the Firekeepers also has our own paramount virtue, the brightest flame in our hearts, by which we try to guide ourselves and others. Each of the keepers has one. It's a personal thing, so you can ask one if you're curious. Some examples include honor, truth, charity, justice, and so on. We have many virtues selected, but there is one virtue that has never been chosen by any among our number. At first I was vexed, but upon closer inspection it is easy to see why. It is a fragile virtue, one that can so easily be damaged and can never fully be put back together. There will always be flaws and cracks and imperfections and the start of the next break. Often it shatters completely, and only with much love and effort can it be reforged. I'm talking about trust. Trust is the most fragile virtue, and I cannot blame my brothers and sisters for not having the heart to take on the burden of such a fragile thing as their guiding light. Just the other night, I begged my brothers of the Morgan Freeman spiritual group, of SHIELD, of the Guardians, and my own Firekeepers to have trust, to believe in each other, to have trust that we would all, if given the choice and the chance, do the right thing. And we almost got there. We almost healed our family and returned a wayward brother to us. But Nessie the free man did not trust us. He did not trust John. He did not trust himself or Morgan. When I met Nessie the free man on the road to Haven, he told me that Morgan is love, that Morgan is forgiveness, and even now he and Pope Mage speak of redemption. But John was not given time. He had come so far in just one night, returned amongst the people who loved him. He was with us. Nessie, you didn't have to pull out your gun. You didn't have to try to kill him. You didn't have to betray our trust. You chose. Same as John made choices that he needed to be forgiven for. And now so have you. You proved to John Stalvern that your forgiveness is false, that we are no different nor better than the wolves he threw himself to. You made John Stalvern right not to trust you, Nessie. You made John Stelvern right that we shouldn't have trusted you. It is as I tried to tell you and John both that night. Distrust is a poison that is killing us. The Firekeepers, the Morgan Freeman Spiritualists, the Guardians, Duty, the UN, the Brotherhood, PTU, FMC, Black Paw, all of us. We don't trust one another. We've all crossed one another's paths and crossed and double-crossed one another. We've all accused each other of crimes against others. We've killed when others would condemn. We've shown mercy when others would condemn. I see why you do not trust us in the Firekeepers. We've made mistakes. We've repeated mistakes. We trust too easily. We forgive too easily. We sometimes criticize our friends more sternly than we criticize our enemies. We involve ourselves in the affairs of others. To the factions and groups I've mentioned, and those I didn't, I ask you now, can you say the same? Do you understand why others may not trust you? Have you tried to understand? Are you without sin? Have you always earned trust with your actions? And people say to me, Tex, how do you do it? How do you just keep on trusting people? I trust because someone has to trust first. And if we are ever to be able to show, to prove to one another that we don't mean harm, someone has to be the one to trust first. That is why we give the benefit of the doubt. It's why we almost never shoot first. It's why we meet with enemies and criminals, and it's why we put our guns away. It's why we stand out in the open. We are not wrong to trust. Those that break our trust are wrong to break it. I'm not going to die if I continue to trust. We will all die if we fail to offer our trust. Our conviction will die, and the fire will die with it. We make choices not to trust. And sometimes that's practical. Sometimes that's logical. But sometimes we make those choices not to trust out of hatred and fear. Those choices are the ones we have to make excuses for. The ones that betray the people we wanted to be and the people that our loved ones remember. The choices that keep us up at night, or the choices that give us a rush of the blood. We need to choose out of love and hope. Those are the choices that have made the Firekeepers who they are. Those are the choices that have kept us alive and strong, and those are the choices that make our light burn brighter. What we choose out of love and hope are the choices that are going to save us. Remember that in the nights to come. Good night, my brothers and sisters, and go with God.